So, homeschooling. It kind of sucks, right? I'm not alone in this, I know. I'm sure that most of you agree that COVID-19 has hit a lot of parents who never planned on homeschooling and virtual schooling and online schooling. Has forced us into this new career path, right? This joint career path where we work our normal jobs, but then also help with homeschooling. And I'm really lucky. I don't even have to do most of it. Like, my wife handles most of it, and she works part-time as well. So I have a full-time job, she has a part-time job, and also does homeschooling. And then on days when she has to work in the morning, I take over and help out with the homeschooling. And then when my son is with us, I take care of his homeschooling. So, and I haven't even dug into that yet, okay? But it's madness. It is madness. The amount of work, like, I get it. Teachers are probably going to be like, yeah, welcome to the club. It's a tough job. I get it, but I didn't go to school to become a teacher. I didn't choose that as my career path, and most teachers, I don't think, are also working another full-time job on top of being a full-time teacher. Although maybe they need to. I don't know, because I hear teachers don't get paid very well, but we're not getting paid at all to teach our kids. It's not easy. I guess I always knew that it was something I wouldn't want to do. Props to the people who have been doing this for years, people who have done this without COVID-19 forcing them to, because I couldn't do it. There's a lot to it. Not only is it I'm teaching stuff to kids that I haven't learned in many years, and my kids are in elementary school, so with the exception of our oldest son, it's not incredibly challenging work. But teaching is way different than learning or knowing something, and that's what I've discovered. Okay, the ability to teach someone something, that's what you learn when you're going to school to become a teacher. You learn techniques to help people learn the subject matter. Whereas when you're just a person learning it, you just learn it, and you learn it in your own way. You're not ever taught how to teach it. And honestly, I've always heard that was like a kind of like the definition of the master of something, is if you are able to also teach it to someone else. Like, you're not truly a master at something until you can teach it to someone else. So I guess I am not anywhere close to mastering basic math, basic English, phonics, literature. I'm a extreme amateur, because all I know is that I know how to do it. I don't know how to get other people to soak in the information. That's incredibly difficult for me. You ask me to teach someone a little bit about basic nutrition, I'm there. I can pretty much break it down and help them learn it, because I've practiced doing that. But when it comes to teaching them basic academics, I'm lost. I'm lost, man. It's a struggle, especially like a young child. So our daughter's in first grade, and it's tough. It is tough to teach a kid, like, to count by twos, to count by fives, to count by tens, like, for the first time. Introducing something for the first time to a kid is incredibly difficult. And in your head, it's so incredibly simple. So it's hard to imagine what it's like to be, introduced to something like this, having no idea of anything about it before, and now you're being told, like, oh, you can count by twos, it's, and then struggling with, like, why can't they understand this? And then you're like, well, I must really suck at this, because I can't relay, what I find so easy. It's yeah, props to teachers. But like I said, I didn't sign up to be a teacher. This is crazy. This is madness. Also, it's probably the fact that we just last year, right, our daughter, our youngest child, started kindergarten. So for about 6 years, well, that's just with her. So for the past 8 years or so, it has been all about the kids' schedules, right? And keeping with the kids' schedules and maintaining them for them and taking them places and doing things and keeping them busy and keeping them active. And, finally, the kids, all three of them were in school. They're all in school. And my wife was like, hey, I can go work a job again. And I was like, yeah. And this will create some time where either I can sleep in a little bit because I've been burning the candle at both ends, or I can get in the workout I want to get in without burdening the family, without taking time away from them. It was nice. And my wife and I were going on dates like once a week, which we hadn't done like at all for 6-7 years, right? Now we could go to the movies together once a week, like, and go out to eat. It was great. It was incredible. And it lasted about 6 months. And then COVID-19 came. And, I was like back. Not only was it like back to, it wasn't like back to, oh, well, you got this little thing and now we're taking it away from you. Then you get the add-on of, no, the kids aren't just home and you have to maintain their schedules and take them places and do things with them and stuff like that and entertain them, but now you're responsible for their education as well. It's crazy. And like I said, I'm not taking credit for this because my wife does most of the work here. Our oldest son is pretty independent and he can handle most of the work by himself. He's really gifted, he's really advanced. He's actually probably ahead of the class by now, and it's only been 3 days of school. But our daughter, who's in first grade, needs a lot of work. She needs a lot of help, a lot of attention, a lot of hands-on teaching. And like I said, when my wife's not there, I try to pitch in and help out as much as I can with that. And man, it's only been 3 days. It's been 3 days, and I'm like, So maybe I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will adjust to this new normal. But it's way different than last year, It's like last year when they decided to stop going to school for the final 2 months of school, they weren't really prepared for it, and what they did is just did kind of remote learning where the classes would meet on Zoom, and it was pretty easy. The teachers still taught the kids stuff, and by that point they had learned most of what they were going to learn in that grade, and they were just kind of reviewing and practicing, right? A lot of that. But this is way different. This is way different. Now the kids are in fully online learning schools. Like, we have textbooks that were sent to the house, and we have programs that we have to do with them, and they don't have teachers that they meet with every day. Like, we are the teachers. It's crazy. So, yeah, man. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Sometimes I like making videos like this because it's or podcasts like this, because I don't want it to appear like I have everything together, because I don't. I'm not at all. Not at all do I have it under control. Right now, it's madness. It feels like madness. But I'm sure, like I said, it's only been 3 days. But I just know that my other son doesn't start until next week. So right now we're only dealing with 2/3 of the work that's going to be being done. But come next week, it's full on online learning. Mom and Dad are the teachers if you need them, and we're also both working. Now we're both working because my wife decided. She's like, it's time to go back to work once all the kids were in school, and she doesn't want to. We don't want to have her go back to not having that as well, having that second income, her having something that is hers to do besides raise kids, and yeah, so now we're both working. Me full-time, her part-time, and then she's doing most of the school. I'm doing some of the school with the kids. Um, and just the fact that there's no time without kids, you know. Obviously, you see me here. I'm at work. I'm literally at work. I'm taking a 10-minute break to sit and talk on, complain to a camera. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people, like, this is first world problems to the 10th degree. It's like, I understand. There are places in the world who don't even have an education system at all. You know, um, call it American privilege, I guess, because it's crazy. It's not impossible. It's not an impossible feat. I've definitely done harder things in my life. I've been faced with bigger obstacles, but man, starting off, it's rough. It's rough. Anyway, I'd love to hear stuff from other parents. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? I want to know if you are dealing with the same exact things. Are your kids doing the blended learning where they're half in school and half home? I wouldn't even know how that would work because, like, how would you work a job with that? That's crazy. Like, half the week the kids are home, half the week they're in school. So some days you got to pick them up. Some days you need to have someone stay with them, or maybe they're old enough to take care of themselves, or you have older brother watch the younger siblings. I don't know. I don't think I could handle that. That's why we opted for doing the fully online school. Our school offered a blended learning option, and we were like, nah, let's just go full on. Because why? Why leave it unpredictable? And like this quarter we might do it, and the next quarter we might decide to go fully online. And it's like, no, we don't want to do that. It's chaos. It's chaos. Anyway, I wish they could go back to school because their teachers are better at teaching than we are, and because it's what they're trained to do. And man, I miss our time. I miss our weekly dates, and I miss my time to get up in the morning and work out and not have to worry about doing this or that. I can just get up, get my workout in, and get the day started. And then my wife gets off work, and then the kids come home from school, and then we can have a little family time, and then I go to work. Like, it was nice. It was a nice little nugget of freedom while we had it. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube, talk to me in the comments below. I will talk back. I will comment back. Just let me know how you are dealing with this new pandemic school year. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, what I do here on this channel is I talk about a random topic every day. So this one is, kind of a personal vlog, if you will. Some of them are about entertainment and pop culture and politics and just random topics, anything I feel like talking about. If you're into that sort of thing, subscribe for more, because that's what I do. Just click the subscribe button. Click the little bell beside the subscribe button so that it notifies you when I do make a video. And subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening on the podcast or if you're watching on YouTube, you can go subscribe to Brett Scott Daily. Just whatever podcast app that you use, just search Brett Scott Daily and hit follow or subscribe or whatever the word is on there. But if you do decide to stick around, if you do decide to subscribe, then I will talk at you again tomorrow.